Hello, and welcome to another episode of Gatherer's Guile. Good to see you all again, man. We're out here fishing some fountain fish. Whoops. Alright, so I do have some things in which we're going to talk about today. First and foremost, let's start with your comments, and then we're going to move on to a little something. We're gonna move on to Video Game. Oh, okay. And we're gonna move on to talking about Final Fantasy XIV and Stormblood, because I'm hype. The hype is in fact the realest thing that could be happening. It doesn't get much realer. So, if you'd give me a sec to just pull up your comments, the best YouTuber is always prepared, and that's me. I'm the best. Okay. So let's see. Let's start with video questions from episode 1. All right. So the first question from there was a simple one, but an important one nonetheless. What kind of Pop-Tarts do you like? And easy answer. Don't even have to think about it. Cinnamon Pop-Tarts. Brown sugar cinnamon? Look, brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts are where it's at. If anybody ever tells you they're bland, they're wrong. And that's not an opinion. That's a proven fact by science. For science. Alright. Next, I actually asked you nerds what kind of music you like. And you guys said you're pretty open-minded, you know. Some of you guys are metalheads. That's pretty cool. I've never been too into metal. I think I said that in the last video, but never been too into metal. Not screamo, at least. Too much sometimes. And then let's see. We got a nice setup question by Mr. G Real. G Reals he deals. That's what's up. Well, number one is I would like to say you enjoy the series. Or you, I would like to say I enjoy the series. Thank you, G-Reals. I have fun doing it when I do it. If you guys want, I'll try to be more consistent, but I'll need a little reminder every now and then. I'll try to be more active during Stormblood, too. Probably not at the beginning, though, because I'm going to go ham on Samurai, but more on that later. Would you ever consider doing something like allowing your viewers to play with you sometimes? Absolutely, dude. If you guys want to play and we have a video game that we share, just tell me, dude. Shoot me your Steam or something, and we can hang out if you want. It doesn't matter. I really enjoy your other works. Oh, man. That's nice. And you rock. Alright. Well, that was only one question here, but that's cool. Oh, here's another one. And G-Rose, you rock, by the way. I like your gangsta-ass profile picture. Appreciate that. And then, okay, Randy Corney asks, can you talk about some funny stories of gaming with your friends? That's a tougher one, because I do have plenty, okay, but the problem is, I am an idiot, and I don't have a very good memory, and, I've neglected fishing, by the way, so, I probably have plenty, but it'll take a sec to remember any offhand. I guess I don't even think I can think of. Let me think. Funny gaming stories. Well, I'll come back to that one because I'll eventually remember one. Maybe I'll write some down and save them for the next episode. Just have a full episode of just stories that I decided to sit down and remember, because I have to do that because I'm an adult. Alright. And then you guys also taught me that Nightwish is actually considered symphonic metal. That's bananas. And yes, I have listened to Ghost Love Score, Randy. It's the jam. Oh, I just lose. Okay, so let's move on to a fun little topic called Final Fantasy XIV, Stormblood. Now, Stormblood is the new expansion coming to Final Fantasy XIV, and with it, it's bringing new maps, new story content, which is okay. You know, I've never been that big of a fan of the Final Fantasy XIV story anyway, but you know, it's okay. and 2 new classes, and a whole revamp of the job system. And it's looking pretty good, actually, so far. So, let me talk about the 2 most important, interesting things for me. The 2 new classes. Actually, just the one of the new classes. The 2 of the new classes are Red Mage, which is a staple. Absolute Final Fantasy 14 or Final Fantasy staple. Red Mage is a classic. You know, talking about that offensive, defensive, supportive magic, having all of the utility in the world. That's cool. That's their hustle. But the one that interests me is Samurai, and that's not because I'm a weeaboo, but you guys are 100% welcome to call me the Weeaboo King. I love everything I've seen about that class so far. The armor style, the ability style, like the way the abilities look visually. That was kind of redundant to add that visually, but the way the abilities look, the way they work so far. Like I just read up on how they work and the way the combos work, and they're all based off of. They all start with Hizen, I believe is what it's called, and then there's like 3 different combos you can go with. Your AOE one, your one that increases how fast you can attack, and then the one that increases the damage you output by 15%. That might be subject to change. I wager they'll put it down to 5%. That 15% seems like a bit much, but unless their base damage is weak, you know. I hope none of this is lost on you guys. If it is, I apologize, but this is something that I do love to talk about, and I don't really often get to talk about it with people, at least not on an intellectual level, you know. At least I don't usually get to speculate new classes and stuff like that, you know, not often. So this is very exciting for me. But the thing about it is it's got like these setups that can deal these large amounts of damage, and it just looks so good. Oh, it looks so good. It's helping me live my samurai fantasy. So excited. But there's that, you know. Pretty excited for Stormblood. Excited to visit the Doma, which is basically Japan, kind of. It was like old Japan, like. I don't know what era to put it. I guess Edo. No, I don't know Japan well enough. I didn't know Japan history well enough to make that guess. But you know, we can assume it's somewhere around that ballpark. But yeah, yeah. Honestly, I think that's all I gotta say about that. Actually, no, that's not. The ranged classes, one of them I play, the other one I don't. Bard and Machinist, those 2 ranged classes in the video game, the Vig game, are getting buffs, or rather large changes. The Bard one I'm interested in, but I don't really play that class, so it's interesting to read, but in practicality I don't think I'll ever play it unless I really hunker down on this last day I have, or on these last couple of days I have to grind out the rest of my classics, although I don't really have the incentive anymore. So there's that. Actually, wait, I won't be boosting it, so yeah, no, never mind. I will have to grind it out. Guess I ought to get on that soon. Maybe I'll do some videos of Palace of the Dead. Who knows? I don't know how fun that would be. But yeah. So let's. Oh yeah, so Bard and Machinist, right? Sorry, I almost got off track talking about. I don't even know. Okay. So Bard is becoming, their utility is becoming woven into their damage rotation, and I believe, yeah, because what it is they have songs. They have one called Warden's Paean, Mage's Ballad, and Wanderer's Minuet. Now, Wanderer's Minuet in the current expansion gave them a cast time and turned them from rangers into casters, so they didn't insta-fire their skills, or rather, so their skills did not go off instantly, which everyone was controversial. Definitely, they did the same thing to Machinists. They made them casters for some reason. But they're changing that now, so they're gonna be their insta casting selves again. They're gonna be like just shooting out shit. And what's cool about that is their abilities, or their songs are not sustained. Like musical numbers that they do that drain their mana as they use them, what their songs do now are they sort of act as like group buffs, like and they're sustained and increased in potency by their dots or damage over time abilities, which is super cool actually. Like it starts at 2%, goes up to 4% for each crit, I believe your dots do. And if you get lucky, like that's just gonna bounce up and up, and then I think as it goes up, you're gonna be able to execute a large damage move off of it or something, or maybe you're just gonna be able to sustain it. No, I don't think it's gonna increase in duration. Maybe you can. I haven't looked at all the abilities. I only looked at the samurai ones because I was super entranced. But yeah, it definitely is. Its support abilities are getting woven into the DPS rotation, which I think is super cool actually. And I'm glad that the support options are there. Honestly, like I think they're going in the right direction with how that's going. Except for with apparently Dark Knight, my buddy's been complaining about how they're turning Dark Knight into a DPS type of class. I keep forgetting my fishing. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be gathering. Turning the Dark Knight class into more of a DPS rather than a tank, which it's supposed to be. And they've reworked the enmity, which is the threat generation. How much the mob wants to attack you. And he's not happy about that, but other than that, I've heard nothing but praise about the system and what's to come. Here's something else. Oh yeah, the Machinist. The Machinist is getting reworked. I didn't actually read too in depth into the Machinist. All I knew is whoa, what was that? All I know is that they're getting a new system called Heat, which is very reminiscent of only in name and actually in execution to what the Bounty Hunter class in Star Wars: The Old Republic had. They also had a heat system similar to what they're implementing now. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. But it looks interesting. Looks like it increases potency. You know, more damage, more whatever. And since they're not gonna have a cast time anymore, they're probably gonna be able to pump out loads more damage, which is super exciting and probably is gonna lead to exceptionally large wildfires. They're also, which wildfire is their main damage cooldown. What they do is they throw a time bomb on the target, and then while the time bomb is ticking, every piece of damage you put into the boss stacks up on that time bomb. So you're just building up this massive hit, but it only stacks like, I don't remember what percent the amount of damage it is, but it's pretty substantial. Like where normally your abilities only hit like for around 3,000 damage, if you use them right in the right succession and just pump out that damage rotation perfectly, you can make that wildfire do up to like 21 or 22,000 damage. It's absolutely bananas, and it makes Machinist so fun to play to pump out those large wildfires. I suck at it personally. I can only do like 15 to 17k wildfires. That's still pretty good, you know. I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to boast, but I'm like hot butter on your breakfast toast. Yeah, so that's that. Pretty excited. Can't stress that enough. Cannot stress that enough. But enough about that. Honestly, I don't want to gush any more than I have, unless you guys are interested. If that's something you are interested in, let me know. If you guys want to have a discussion, please start one of the comments. Do it. Let's talk about Final Fantasy. Let's get the thoughts of brewing. Let me know if I'm wrong or if I'm right, or if I don't know about what, but just validate me. But you know, just let me know. Wow. Oh. Okay. So let's talk about you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys have been commenting, and at least a few of you have, and I do appreciate that. Those comments motivated me to make this episode, actually, and I otherwise probably wouldn't have. So I appreciate it. I really do. It does warm my heart to see you guys talking, you know, enjoying my stuff. I also enjoy you guys to to an extreme degree. I love you. Nah. Well, not nah, you know, as in, like, nah, I'm just nonchalant about it. But, you know, no, I do appreciate you guys and everything you do for me. Which is watch my videos, which is super cool, man. You know, never thought people would enjoy my garbage. But you know what? Hey, I've been wrong before. Let's see. Let's do some closing topics. Let's talk about mobs. Let's talk about, yeah, like simple standard mobs in video games. Actually no. Let's talk about boss mobs, cuz I want to talk about some of my favorite mechanics in Final Fantasy XIV. More specifically with the trial roulette, or the trials in this game, which are just standard bosses, and you're in an arena with or rather, your group is in an arena with a boss, and you 8 have to take them down. And there's a normal mode, sometimes hard mode if it's a story fight, and then there's the extreme. The extreme is where it's at, my friends. The extreme trials are so much fun, dude. Especially when they first come out, because fresh content is so much fun, because there's so much room to just fuck up, and at first it's fun, but then as it starts getting down the road, and as people should know the fight, it starts to become frustrating, obviously, to still have people messing up easy mechanics that they should know. But you know, I mean, mistakes happen. You know, I don't wanna elitist up my vidya here, but you know, like sometimes mechanics are so easy, and other time, wow, I don't even know what I'm trying to fucking say. Look, I'm a piece of scum, elitist scum. So my favorite mechanic currently is something called Ankh Morn, and that is a skill from Nidhogg Extreme. Nidhogg is a giant dragon. Look him up on Google. He's got a Snapchat. Probably not. I don't know why I said that. But it's Ankh Morn, and what it does is it targets one person with a large circle AOE area of effect. You know, just a target, and letting your group know that he's about to get pounded. He's about to get ass blasted by the end dog. And what it does is Nidhogg just slams you with these just these big plumes of flames, just pillars of fire, and he just does this consecutively like 4 or 5 times, and it starts to hit pretty hard. At first, it was super hard to heal through, and that was one of the most funs I've ever had in any fight, healing anything. So there's that. There's a little something about me. But yeah, I'd say that's a good place to close this video out. So, thank you for watching, everybody. It's good to see you again. Welcome back anytime. Suki Renzuka, peacing out. Deuces.